I'm meeting people, certain individuals in my life that I really respect them, and I have begun to care about them a lot. And I want to begin to start trusting because I want to be able to. Uh, I want to be able to share myself more with them and share more about what I've been through in my life and be more open so that they can understand me better and understand why I am the way I am. And I don't think I'm ready quite yet, but I know that I'm gonna have to face it eventually because it's just I'm getting closer to people, and there are just some people that I feel like if I continue to get closer to them, it's harder for me to communicate with them. And I don't really want to have that sort of block when the time comes, you know? I don't even know if this makes sense.
Oh, I think it makes a lot of sense. Do you want,
Ah,
do you want me to tell you what I heard?
what did you hear?
So the first thing is, I was like, it's okay, Mouse. You don't have to confront your anger. You don't need to send expeditions. And you're like, well, actually,
Actually,
maybe we're coming up on the time where we need to send an expedition. Okay,
yeah.
so that's good because that's your internal voice kind of telling you, okay, like maybe we do need to deal with this stuff. But here's what I would really think about, Mouse, is that so if we think about what makes it hard for you to open up and trust people, do you have a sense of that?
Uh, it's hard to explain because there's so many different like reasons, but okay. I think my main reason is this is gonna sound kind of fucked up, but because of the fact that I never had any expectations on me to a certain point, I was also very much aware, uh, and was very much as much as my parents love me so much and they care about me, but they were also very open with sharing with me that being close to people with my condition, me having to live the life that I live, it's very stressful on others and it's very difficult. And that kind of made me have trust issues because uh, they were telling me, they told me, but also it's a conclusion that I came to myself as well, where it's like, it takes a lot to be close to me. It takes a lot to be able to share stuff because I feel like, oh man, this is gonna be difficult to say, and this is
You don't
where I
have to say
probably
it.
might cry. uh, it's just, I just, I have issues where I feel like people won't want to uh, go through the lengths that is required in order to get close to me, and people will leave. And um, I've experienced in the past people that I used to be close to, and when shit gets hard and my life is very uncertain, I've had people stop coming around and stop checking up on me, and it's I know that it's very emotionally draining and it's a lot of stress and a lot of strain, and it's something in my heart and in my mind that I said I will never force anyone to uh, go through the pain of being my friend. Uh, I would never force that upon anybody because I am aware that it's very stressful and it's a lot. So I, in turn, am afraid of trusting people because I'm just afraid that if I do get close to somebody and I do give them the trust and tell them, hey, so this is what's going on, this is what's wrong with me, this is what I've been through, uh, I'm afraid they're just gonna be like, yikes, no thank you. I don't know if that means anything, if that makes
Yeah, Mouse,
sense.
I think that means a lot, but and this is going to sound kind of weird. Respectfully, I disagree.
I know. I
Do you
figured you would.
do you know what I disagree with?
What do you disagree with?
I disagree with. So here's the thing. So there you are being considerate, right? Because you're like, oh my God, being friends with Mouse is hard. So I'm not going to hold anyone to that expectation, right? Which is like you being a compassionate person. You're like, well, how can I ask anyone to sign up to deal with me? Right?
Could never.
That's got to change, yo.
Oh God.
You should absolutely, man. Like, I know you don't have to do it today, but at some point, to be blunt, that's the price that people need to pay for being your friend, and you need to be okay with having people pay that price. Because here's the wild thing, you're worth it.
Oh.
Right? Like, it's okay for, like, so just because your life makes other people, being friends with you makes other people's lives harder, that's actually okay.
Okay.
Right? You may not be able to let that sink in now, but that's part of life. Like, we don't, the people that we're friends with are not people because they just make our life like net positive. Right? That's not what friendship is.
Yeah.
Don't make the same mistake with people that people made with you, which is like, don't hold them to any expectations. Like, just because you're sick, and we talked about how almost damaging it is for people to like give up hope on what you're capable of. And that's also where, like, if you give up hope on what people are capable of, then you're never going to give them a chance to like show you that you kind of like are worth it,
Oh man.
But it's going to be hard. Don't get me wrong. Like,
God.
it's going to be terrifying.
Oh God. Yeah, I know.
Right? So like, it's going to be hard to like approach someone and be like, yeah, my life is shit right now. It's going to be a very emotionally draining, but you owe me this, bitch.
I
Right?
had a friend of mine basically be like, "Why not just trust me? It's fine. I'm okay. I can handle it." And I'm like, "I don't know." And they're like, "You need to stop. I'm willing to go through this. I'm okay." And still in my head, I'm just like, "Oh God, they're gonna."
Yeah, so and
not
that's where that person also needs to understand, and both y'all need to understand, when they say I can handle it, like, they may not be able to. But this is the important thing. Handling it doesn't mean, like, that shouldn't be the whole point of being friends with someone and like loving someone is that you share with them shit that they can't handle. But like, that's okay. Like, the prerequisite shouldn't be whether they can handle it or not. The prerequisite should be like, you just sharing it. If they can't handle it, like, that's okay. Like, that's just what life is, right? You're not always able to handle everything.
Yeah. My whole life, I felt like a burden to my family. That like, I feel like I'm a burden to people.
Yeah.
To anyone involved.
So go for it. That's the whole point of being friends with someone.
Oh God.
Right? Like,
Oh, no.
like friendship, the whole point of friendship is that it's not like it's not like a net positive interaction in that way. Like, that's not, friendship is about, like, go for it. It's okay. I mean, I know it doesn't feel that way, but anyway, friendship is not about people like just making your life better in terms of like money and happiness and stuff like that. The whole point is that you're going to be a burden to people, and like, that's okay. And like, people sign up for that, and that's what you do as someone's friend, right? Like, think about like the reverse position, and then I'll stop talking. But if someone was a burden to you, like, how would you be like, oh man, like, you're such a burden to me, like, I'm not going to see you anymore.
I could never.
Absolutely. And that's where like feeling loved and feeling accepted, Mouse, you got to give people the chance. If all you ever give your friends is just like the positive version of you and you never burden them, how are you ever going to know like who they accept?
That's true.
Right? So you got to give them the scuffed version. And then like,
oh God.
And then like, that's when you're really going to feel love, because like, when you're scuffed and there are people like, yeah, I'll take it anyway.
Yeah, I'm really scuffed.
Right? But if all you give people is polish, like you're never going to give them a chance to accept you.
Oh God.
Yeah, I get that you're terrified, which is fine. Like, you don't need to force yourself into it. I'm just letting you know for when that day comes, like, we're all scuffed.
That's true.
I feel like somewhere along the way, I think what you really have to give is different from what you think you have to give, which obviously makes me a dumbass because you know better your life than I do. But I think part of what you've demonstrated through what you've done as a VTuber is that when you authentically share a piece of yourself that is a little bit scuffed, is a little bit messed up, that's actually what causes people to respond to you, right? Because so many of your experiences about being an outsider, you didn't show up and start saying like, oh my God, I'm such an awesome person and I have so many friends. No, it's like, I'm an outsider, I'm sick, I can't live a regular life. Sucks to be me. I'm gonna do the best that I can, but I can't make any promises that it's gonna be perfect. And that's interestingly enough, what's so damn authentic and like what is so damn engaging for people.
Oh, thank you. I say that every day when I wake up. I just say I just want to do my best. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I want to do my best.
And that's really what you owe people. You don't owe people a good job. What you owe people is doing your best. And I really hope for you that at some point in the future, you're able to have friends who can accept you for doing your best instead of doing a good job.
They already do. It's just I have to accept that they do.
Yeah, that's on you, dude. It's not on them.
I have wonderful friends now that they're just so. I always get surprised at the kindness that I receive because I just don't expect people to be kind, and I don't expect people to be so nice to me. And like even so I belong to a company called VShojo. It's a VTuber company with other girls, and even the CEO, who's our boss, he's so nice to me, and it just blows my mind that people are so nice, and even though they know me and they learn about me, that they're still so kind to me, and they're just willing to help me, and they just want to be my friend, and it blows my mind that anybody would ever want that with me, because I just I never felt like I was good enough or worthy enough to have friends and to have a life, and I'm just still trying to come to grips with that right now. It's hard. I feel like I'm coming to terms with it now, but it's just I just never expected any of this to happen. So it's you got me. Fuck.
No. I'm not. I didn't do anything.
Oh no.
I lacked compassion and pushed you into places.
No,
I didn't do anything. This is you, dude.
I know.
Can't blame me for this. Not my fault. So you know how earlier, like when life was hard and like you were like, oh my God, like I can't live regular life, and you had to like accept that.
Yeah.
Accepting doom in your life is way easier than like accepting that you deserve love.
It's true.
Accepting that you deserve nothing in life and letting go of all your expectations is the easy part.
It's true.
Accepting that you deserve love, despite the fact that your life may not amount to anything, is like so much harder. So I think this is just, you're just at the end of Elden Ring now. This is just the last boss. So it's going to be tough.
Finally.
You're going to wipe like over and over and over again. And that's just at some point you just got to get good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God, yeah. I feel like I've been trying to get good my whole life.
Yeah, dude. I hear you. That's just life.
It's been rough.
You can't mimic tear your way through everything.
No, I wish I could.
Yeah, no, it's